Okay, TonyScapone here, and we are going to be playing the Epic Gamble. So I've been doing a fair amount of testing with Flamestoker. This is certainly a powerful card. Is it more powerful than Overmaster? I don't yet know the answer to that question. I'm leaning towards yes. However, I was pretty close to positive, I'd say, a couple weeks ago, and I've leaned off of positive and rather leaning towards yes. So I've downgraded my confidence. However, I still think it is likely better, but I do need to continue testing, right? There are obviously spots where Overmaster is just going to be better, but that's not the question. The question is it overall more often going to be better for the deck than Overmaster? So over time, we will find that out. I have um, downed the total number to 2. I don't feel as though it's particularly strong in most openers, um, and or maybe not most openers, but I guess I should say two of them are really underwhelming in an opener, right? It's very rare that you're going to make use of two of them in your opener. It's more so to just keep things rolling. We fizzle a lot less with this card. It's certainly free when a Bergie's in play. It's very good to flip from a relay or when you're activating Horn. So it's super strong, but I'm not so sure we want a higher number of them, which gives us a spot to work with. Now, I had been testing a third Spirit Guide in the spot. Ultimately, I don't think that's appropriate. I think we're probably more in need of a permanent red source. This deck has historically at this point, probably had no Fiery Islet a lot longer than when we had Fiery Islet. However, we did play this card for probably almost a year, alongside our Volcanic Island. At one point, two of them instead of Volcanic Island, but then Beseiju came out, and I think it's appropriate to have the Volk even over the Islet. But if you have two slots, you may as well split it up. And now we have a permanent red source added, right? We have a non-artifact blue source, which is actually really big. Um, this deck looks at a ton of cards, right? It's very similar to the philosophy in fair blue decks, where their cantrips show them so many cards in their deck that they are able to get away with running silver bullets, all sorts of one-ofs in their sideboard, right? Similarly for us, going to 2 rather than 1 of a particular effect in the deck, we have a very reasonable chance, and a lot more reasonable than if we have one of a card in our deck, thanks to plays like flipping 10 cards with relay, even flipping 4 or 5, right? Or starting to flip cards with horn, or even just wheeling, having a higher chance. Because not only do you have a higher chance when you wheel, but if you're wheeling multiple times, now you have a higher chance on multiple attempts, right? So it's a big deal. It's also a big deal that it can draw a card. So we are going to be, whenever it is free to do so, and certainly in other spots where it's not necessarily free, but you can make a judgment call, and it may be worth doing, where you hold your land drop in the event that you draw Fiery Islet and get to draw, right? If mana is not our bottleneck, then there's no reason to go wasting a land drop, putting a land into play. Or oftentimes there will be no reason, or the reason won't be good enough. The upside of possibly drawing Fiery Islet, or flipping it to a relay, or flipping it to a horn activation, um, will very likely, in a lot of spots, be greater than, right? So it's exciting. It's a play pattern that you really have to train yourself. It's super easy to just make land drops, right? Although we do it often enough with this deck anyways, right? Not playing our Volcanic or Shatterskull, holding out for the Soul Land for the additional mana, or not playing our Ancient Tomb, holding out for the land that's not going to do damage to us because we have low life total or a lot of pressure on us. However you want to look at it, it's a very small and nuanced thing that with experience and reps, um, you'll find yourself doing, and every now and then just straight up winning games because of it, right? Drawing one card deeper is a big deal. Uh, and then if you have Horn in play, well, now you get to look at 2 more cards, total of 3 looks, potentially 2 cards total, it can absolutely be a big deal. So that's exciting. And that's kind of the thing that we're testing here. I think the overall structure of the deck is still absolutely sound. And I've been very happy with it. I'm just coming off a trophy league, so naturally we'll O5 this one, right? No, I'm kidding. Hopefully we can get some back-to-back trophy action going, and I'll see you in the first round. Okay, here we are in round 1. We're against Spyman. We are on the draw, and our hand is horrendous, so we will certainly mulligan. This hand is capable. And let's see what the opponent's up to. Flagstones, Mox Diamond. Don't tase me, bro. Seems like a green sun. Okay, that's fine. So Naya Depths, which is good news for us and this hand. Need this pedal for gamble. If we imprint Stoker, play Bergie, we get more mana. If we imprint Rite of Flame, we won't have enough mana to echo. So we do have to imprint Stoker, play Bergie, play Pedal, play Rite of Flame, play Gamble, go right ahead and get Echo, make blue, flash it back. This is most likely a turn 1. Ooh, baby. Okay, so we'll play Stoker for free, play Monolith, and they've scooped it up. Alright, let's go to game 2. I think I'm comfortable taking out 1 defense grid. I want my bounce spells. We have to deal with a consistent collect roof, potential turn 1 deafening silence. Force of Vigor is a very frequent interactive card from them. And I think they leave in some amount of removal. So I do want some grids. Usually you just take out 2 Overmaster at this point. And I am happy with our configuration when it's Overmaster in this spot. I think Force of Vigor is so prevalent that it's important to actually keep some grids in. And I think Stoker is poor enough, especially when they have removal. It can overload their removal a little bit, but I don't think 2 is really going to do that. Plus they keep in Prismatic Ending, which can kill it. We could have Ley Lines. I guess I'll keep this. It's not spectacular, but it's resilient. Okay, they kept on 6. Yep. Turn 1D. We have our blue source. So let's hang this one out. And we'll play our spell. Oh no, we could have played Bergie. I'm a dummy. Thanks to Spirit Guide, we could have put that in untapped and played a Bergie. And we should have. Absolutely. I just missed it. I missed it. Alright, what do they got? Tap land. Another D. Well, 2 out of our 3 answers to this bounces both of them, so let's see. Think I want to set up for Horn? Like, Bergie's nice and all, but Horn will actually allow us to win the game after bouncing these. That's brutal. There's Force of Vigor. Alright. Reclaimer plus Dark Depths. That's I mean, this is just about as good a start as there. Ugh. Grid. Where were you? Where were you? Yeah, let's play a Bergie out. They're gonna make it 2022 turns from now. So we need to draw like Echoing Truth and I don't even know what. Ancient Tomb, fine. I mean, I think we can attack, but it's the 3 damage is not gonna matter here. I don't think I want to play out Grid. I think I want to keep it for cards for Horn. If we get an opportunity to play it. And so now they get the Urborg thing, the green one. Oh, okay. They get Caracas. Oh, I guess they didn't need the Urborg thing. They're still going to make Merit Lage in the same amount of time. Alright. Gamble. We have to spend this or spend this trying to find Echoing Truth. What is this? Fetch. Okay. Okay. So we have a chance. Not a very good one, but we have a chance. It's possible we're gonna have to spend a turn, or how should I say this? Maybe we shouldn't bounce Deafening Silence, I guess. We're going to attack. Interesting. It's actually good for us. Means we can use this to bounce Merit Lage, and they'll be kind of like a turn behind. Unless they have a crop rotation. Certainly possible. Or no, they won't have the mana. Alright, so this gives us a chance to draw more cards. And if we can run into another Echoing Truth, then we might actually have the gas to kill them after bouncing the Deafening Silences. These grids are terrible. Absolutely terrible. I don't even think it's worth playing Bergie. And they'll make a land, and then they can still bounce it and make a land next turn. So it's not going to slow them down. And there's a non-zero chance they just leave it, and then we don't get Horn. Alright, so they got Flagstones. And so Echo's not the worst draw. Really, we need to draw Echoing Truth or Gamble so that we can gamble for it. I think it is officially too late to have drawn Burning Wish to get Gamble to then Echoing Truth. We're not going to have 3 turns here. In fact, no, I think if we draw Gamble this turn, we might have enough time. Oh no, they have a crop rotation. Or yeah, because that's 2 turn cycles. So if we draw for Wasteland. Okay. Okay. They didn't hit our blue source, which is kind of strange. But I'll take it. We drew the Echoing Truth. Holy shit. But now they have a 12/12. Yep. Maybe they won't see it. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we have no out. We could bounce the knight, but then we don't have anything for Deafening Silence. They can replay it. We go to game 3. That was turn 10. Okay, so we saw Force of Vigor. Kind of want all my defense grids, but I'm not gonna. I'll think better of it. I do like 3, though. I don't want to go any lower. Okay. This hand has problems. It's also reasonable at solving some problems. Like, we could turn 1 Relay. It's not particularly good. Especially if they have Force of Vigor, they just blow up LED, and then our 3-card Relay is likely to fail. We could just turn 1 Grid, be patient because we have a Void Snare, and a Grid, and LED. I'm actually going to do that. They keep on 7. I'm going to run a Grid out there. This just turns off a lot of the crap that they might be doing. It also makes it so that they have to heads up their crop rotation. Like, they have to main phase it, or face up their crop rotation. You know what I mean. They're just going to wasteland us, which is pretty good for them. But Echo or Gamble is a great draw here. At least we know they don't have, go for it. At least we know they don't have, Deafening Silence. Kind of a weird play. Roll Mox? Okay. Good thing is if they have Trap or Force of Vigor, the rest of their hand might be pretty anemic. Reclaimer's a nice little engine, but it's probably too slow. And we hit. Heck yes. Alright, so let's go Petal. I'm going to imprint. Can I afford to imprint Void Snare? I think so. I'm going to. Also gives us the highest upside of winning right now. Let's go red, make a blue with this, and spin it. Alright, we have a Bergie into not much else. Or we have a Horn with 8 cards to flip. That's probably better. We can Bergie into double Burning Wish, 1 getting Gamble, 1 getting Echo, which isn't bad, right? Solid Bergie Gamble. Bergie. Have to play Petal. Boink, boink. Gamble. So it's a 75% chance. I feel like 8 cards with a Horn is probably about the same percentage to win on the spot. With higher than 75 to at least relay, which will be a pretty big relay. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go. Come on, LED. Pedal's not bad. Come on, LED. Okay. Come on, LED. We win if we hit it. Nice. GG. Burning Wish. I'm going to play around Fairy Macabre. They're not going to have Fairy Macabre in their deck, but Moto is a wild place, and it's free to do so because we win with this horn. 99% of the time. Probably north of 99. And we'll get rid of these cards. Got plenty of mana. Let's play our Opal. Make a red. Have Rite of Flame. Play Monolith. Play Monolith. Play Monolith. Play Monolith. I'm gonna do something fun because I want to. Tap, make blue. Echoing Truth are Monolith. Hold priority. Just to do this quicker. Get 8 more. And LED, make red. Cast Burning Wish. Go get Grape Shot. And get him with the grapes. Alright, we are 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, here we are in round 2 against Eddie Cheng. I should mention, where is it? I'm second in the trophy race, so this is to take the trophy lead. Stakes are high. Not really. So let's not keep this. Way too much top end. We can do better. This is a little bit better. Oh boy. Right, bottom of Soul Land. Don't tase me, bro. Don't tase me, bro. They're not tasing me. I like it. Tase in a blind situation with a hand that needs zeros would be Chalice. That would be Chalice on 0. I guess Trinisphere would also constitute as a thorough tasing. They seem to be F6'd. So we're going to get after it here. Let's get our second Echo. Solidify that one. And then, no, we can't afford to go for the second LED, because if we miss, we won't be able to double Echo, which it's very unlikely we'll need to, but I'm not going to. It's only 50% chance. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, this is a lot of gas. So, if they have removal for Bergie, do we still have a good line? If we go Bergie and go Petal, and they kill Bergie, this Monolith is going to be useless. So I'm going to actually play that first. Then we can go Berg, and go Petal, and now if they kill it, we still have Lethal. Then we can go Stoker, go LED, go Burning Wish, get Echo, and now we can put Lethal on the stack with a side of Echo. Yes, I'll take, I'll try your Lethal with the side of Echo, please. Got him. Little turn 1 action. Okay. Couple of those already. We're only in the second match. Let's see here. We're in the blind, kind of. Wooded Foothills F6. Could be lands, Naya Depths. Could be Delver, but very unlikely. Could be a control deck, but pretty unlikely. I don't think it's blue. However, most non-blue matchups, especially those with Wooded Foothills, we're worried about Force of Vigor, and we want at least 2, oftentimes 3 grid. So I think I'm going to go for the old head, but don't go all in on bounce. Is that true? I definitely want these. Yeah, we'll go 2 and 2 with grid and Echoing Truth. Whoa! Yeah, we can keep. If this draws Soul Land, this hand is absolutely cracked. That's fine. I'm actually happy to see that. Now the rest of their hand is likely not the greatest. Oh my god. Case in point. Obviously not the greatest here. They've sent us a message. Evil grins as they get wrecked by Relay. So Petal, Opal, LED. Yeah, Force of Vigor, it's too late. Alright, it's only for 5. Well, there's an LED on board. Trap. And they fucked up. They only trapped 1. They missed the storm trigger. Classic. Oops, oh, first time using it. Oof. Alright, Ancient Tomb Chromox, another Relay. These are pretty good. Hope he's got nothing. Okay, learn LOL. It's embarrassing. I hope this is not a stream. It's a YouTube recording. Oh no, they said. I said, it's okay. We've all done it. My son is playing, they say. I think I just got a YouTube sub from Dr. Yanditor. Thank you. We played them the other day. Okay, I'm gonna stop chatting with them now, sorry. Okay, so obviously playing Ancient Tomb. If I play Monolith, I can get Bergie out there. Then we can play Chromox, Imprint Echo. Then we can play Grid. Let's Monolith. Okay, so we tap Monolith. We go Berg. Then we go Chromox. Imprint the Echo. Play Grid. Play Burning Wish. Make blue. We have 4. Void Snare, the Ley Line, and then Relay for a bunch. Or we can make Goblins. We could have wheeled if we didn't grid, but I want to grid. They've shown trap. Right, because we only brought in Echoing Truths. We left the Void Snare, which is nice in this specific position. Goblins probably wins, but I think this is better. We didn't have to crack this while this was on the stack, but I did! Deal with it. Deal with it! Void Snare, bounce a Rooney, and wheel for 7. Gotta have our bases covered here. We got a Mana Engine online, we have protection, we bounced their shit, and we gave ourselves a draw 7. Of course, this is all brought to you by opponent casting Mindbreak Trap for the first time on Moto. They play Goblins. Alright, we got them! So we are 2-0. I'll see you in the 3rd round. Did I say round 4? I feel like I said round 4. Maybe I didn't, but anyways, it is round 3. And it was Mark K who subbed on YouTube. Thank you for that. And Y Principe is our opponent here. We have lost the die roll. We will keep, I mean, the hand wheels with a lot of excess mana. So if they reveal themselves to be a non-blue deck, we can just go for it. If they are a blue deck, we have plenty of land drops to make. We can be patient, wait till we draw grid, or another way to threaten action. That being Echo, Burning Wish, Relay would be a great draw. A lot of our deck is just very good draw. I was going to say, we basically don't want to draw mana, but even that's not the worst. What we can wind up doing if we have to is just gamble for a Relay, which I might do depending on, yep, so we just drew 2 lands in our 10 land deck when we already had 3 lands. Pretty slim odds of that occurring, but it did, so we're here. I think I want to gamble for Relay. Would likely play Volcanic and play out LED. The Relay is much worse without LED. And then we don't want it to hit Petal or Chromox, but it's not the end of the world if it does. It'll be 1, 2, 3, at least the Relay for 4. The worry, of course, here is a couple things. One, Narset, which isn't as prevalent as it used to be, or once was at least, or just Show and Tell, in which case Relay is not the greatest either, but they might not kill us upon casting Show and Tell. It might just be an Emrakul. I think I'm going to be patient here. It's possible I was supposed to play Volk. Okay, Tropical Island. That's good for us. I think our best draw is Relay. The thing about Grid is if they counter it, then we're going to be pressured into going. I don't necessarily want to be pressured into going. Okay, so this is a great window. We really need to draw some sort of action here, or Grid. Wow, it's really disappointing. Alright, so I'm going to go LED and go get Relay. No one ever sees this line, which is strange, because I think it's one of the only spots that you're gambling when you just have like 7 cards in your hand. Alright, so it hit Petal, which is fine. I considered not playing this, and that was one of the reasons to play Volcanic, is if we draw another Chromox. But that's okay. Still a very good Relay. Yeah, I'll play with Volcanic. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I shouldn't have played that out. Hold cards for horn. Yep, there's the horn. Okay, well, at least we drew into double action. So we can go like horn into gamble echo. The only thing is if they let horn go and then counter echo, that stops us. And then they could like bounce horn. But we'll see. If we draw action, we can even go Bergie into double action. All depends. Am I activating Lion's Eye Diamond if they target it with pending? I don't think so. Which is what they're doing. It does suck that it gets exiled. So that's not in our deck. Okay. So that's good. We hit some action. Now Horn is a lot better. So is Bergie into action. We only have 2 blue sources. I think I'm getting horny. And I think I'm going to use City too. Might as well play Monolith. See if we can get horny here. Hey. Endurance would be annoying, but we can kind of play around it. It's a Bergie. Alright, so now I go Berg. I didn't counter it. Interesting. Yep. So now if they have Endurance, they can actually get both of our things. Because we want to use this to put another Echo in our deck. Just play this one out. Alright, so not a terrible position. Teferi would be annoying, but we have ample mana to recast it. And we have multiple twisters. They gotta find Endurance. They're looking for Endurance and Teferi or multiple Force of Wills. And we got some gas coming their way. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 mana on board. If we completely, or if we fail, there's a good chance we can untap. Okay, so they have the Endurance. At least it goes back into our deck. Pending my Mox Opal? My Chrome Mox. I don't get it. I guess that's good. We're fine. Those are good. Those are pretty good cards. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we're just shy of getting them this turn, though. They've yet to cast the Force of Will. Alright, here's my grid. So they didn't have it. So we can Echoing Truth. Chrome Mox gets us 4 more cards off a horn. Or we can gamble to just put an Echo in the graveyard, which is also pretty good. We can bounce the Chrome Mox in and pass, or use the cards immediately. I think I want to bounce these. We would have had another card if they didn't pending our other Chrome Mox. That's kind of funny. We want to hit LED and, yeah, I was going to say and relay, but I'll take a freaking Burning Wish. Hell yes. And that's very close to the ball game. Is it worth playing City? Because now we have to make red. We'll have 3 mana post Burning Wish, but not 3 to Echoing Truth. But we can get Echoing Truth, discard it to Horn, and if we hit Petal, Opal, or LED, we win. The other option is playing LED, casting Burning Wish, not playing City yet. Because then what I previously said is still true, and it opens up Rite of Flame plus Fiery Islet. It's 1 more additional draw that gets there. I can't think of a reason not to do it that way. I don't think we need that second red. Oh, to cast the other Burning Wish? Yeah, because that gives us multiple more. Yeah, that gives us more looks at LED if we need it. Although, yet again, we still have it either way. Even if we use... Well, we already made the land drop, so we might as well. We could relay here, too, which is... very likely to win, huh? I'm probably supposed to do that. But I don't want to. I want to win now. We just have such a high chance to win now. And we're still in a good spot if we completely miss, and we did not completely miss. We completely killed them. Forget the echo. We're just going to kill them now. They're at 10. Relay would have won as well, most likely. We got them. Okay, game 2. Shoot, what are the lands we saw? Was it 4-color, or do we think it's banned? We saw Tundra, we saw Savannah, we saw Tropical. I don't think we saw Red Land, but we can pretty much expect it. Either way, I don't think sideboarding changes. Literally. We run it back. We can decide in the event that we wind up in game 3, based on what we saw, we may want to bring in empty. Contrary to what Bryant always says when he plays this deck, because he saw me, we were playing next to each other in like round 10 or something. It was day 2 at the Legacy Pit 2. We were like shoulder or elbow to elbow. And I was playing against 4-color, and he had looked over. He saw me rip a Burning Wish for the win, too. It was so sweet. But he saw, I think, multiple times when he looked over empty, like in my hand, and concluded that I always bring it in against 4-color. But I don't on the draw, because Uro can race it. There's even a certain amount of risk to playing it on the play, but I do think ultimately, most of the time it's worth it. Yeah, I guess I'll keep this. It's a little bit risky since our land is City of Traders, but I'm not so sure we're gonna need to make more land drops. We might though, it could bite us. Got him. We got the land drop. So I'm gonna play this and just pass. Power up. Just power up for next turn. They could remove it, which is fine. Ooh, classic. Nice little opening here. That was pretty good. I think I imprint Rite of Flame and cast Burning Wish. Well, I'm going to cast my Petal first. They let it go. It's interesting. I don't think I want to make Goblins. You'll find just relaying. It could be a little bit dicey. We only have one red mana source on board. We could just like hit it with Pending and we flounder. We hit 2 more soul lands. Are you kidding me? Jeez. That was abysmal. I'm willing to accept we should have made Goblins. One thing it does do is pressure in Narset. They are at 12, because they paid 8. I can respect that. Another Chrome Mox, perfect. Holy shit. There's no way we're getting through this. Relay isn't even an option. I can't even Spirit Guide into anything. I think I'm literally supposed to play Spirit Guide, and it's tempting to just pass, but I think I play Ancient Tomb. It's close. I do want to be able to make land drops. That's it, though. I'm going to end step a snake. We're going to go to 8. I will say that is scary as F. What is this? Uro, that's fine. Obviously, it's very good with Sylvan, but now if we draw Grid, we're not in the worst spot, unless they have Double Force, which they are reasonably chanced to at this point. Or at least some sort of relevant double interaction. Didn't find Grid, but not the worst draw. Okay, so they can make this have Death Touch. I think I will attack. They get another basic. Forest, huh? Block it. Play Stoker. They might force this. Yeah. I was gonna say, we have a lot of mana on board. This is scary. Hedging back to basics, that's interesting. Okay. I'm gonna brainstorm. Not a very good looking brainstorm, but probably something they're supposed to do. Often enough it is. Whoa. Love how level 1 thinking of brainstorm is the same as like level 3. Level 1 is, I'm gonna end step brainstorm. Level 2 is, you're not supposed to end step brainstorm. Level 3 is, yeah, I'm gonna end step this. Come full circle. Are they gonna ponder, land, pass? Okay. Okay. Doesn't really help us. If I had another red source, we could feasibly gamble for another Echo, and if it hits Echo or the non-gamble card, then we could 50-50 for an LED. It would be dicey, like very dicey, but we can't even do that because our other source is Chrome Mox. I think we're still waiting. We need to find LED, basically, so that we can threaten a double Echo. But at this point, that's probably not enough. We might, I mean, they're at 4. We might be able to, like, get them. Obviously, they're arrowing here. They're low enough. No, I guess that's probably not too relevant. If you draw Burning Wish, it's still not good enough here. Almost halfway through their deck, and there's no hateful permanents, at least. Alright, they hit our red source. 2 mana up, 5 cards, another Echo. Which means we do have a play now, at least. Really would have liked to have made this play without having to go down 2 cards. Alright. Get hit by Endurance now. Nope. Hit by Counter Magic. Now you Endurance. Strange. Pitching Veil. You have 3 cards. Gotta imagine they also have the Force. Yep. Okay, let's see. We have a red source. We don't have any actual draws at this point. Alright, on to game 3. Do we want to empty them? We saw Uro. We still didn't see red. So it might be riskier. We saw back to basics, though. That's annoying. So they are just Bant, which means we don't have to worry about Meltdown. Fewer sweepers. No Brotherhood Zen, no Pyroclasm. It could be Terminus, but I'm gonna play them. Take out Wish. Oops. I might want to get rid of Stoker. No, maybe not. Alright. Interesting. I'm gonna keep. How I'm supposed to play this, I'm not quite sure yet. I think I'm supposed to go Monolith Pass. They did mulligan. Okay. I really want to draw another red source so that I can get stoked. Not exactly. Burning Wish is going to be tough to actually get paid on. I think I want to save Relay. I might counter this. Or not counter it and not have removal. Even if they do, we can play another one next turn. No Hydroblast. Land. I mean, they might have Pending or Swords, but it's always infuriating to see such hateful permanents out of a blue deck. Alright. You got it. I will play my artifact. So much for having Empty the Warrens in the deck. Maybe I should have just went in on the relay, but it wasn't very good. Maybe the hand just wasn't good enough. Alright, that card helps a little bit. I was going to say we have very few prospects of getting out of this, and even if we do... Ugh, God. Alright. Basically, we need Bergie. We need a red source, and Bergie, and Burning Wish. We're not... This is not happening. Really? Alright, apparently the opponent does not want to lose to Storm. You got it, bud. GG's, well played. I do mean well played. I know I'm salty about the permanents, but well played. See you in round 4. Okay, here we are in round 4. We are 2-1, fighting for that 4-1. This is a name. That is the name of our opponent. I got super excited when I saw LEDs, Echo, and Defense Grid, but we can't cast Defense Grid. However, the power level is so high, such that I am keeping, and I will not shy away from such a high potential for turn 1. They do seem to be F6'd. We're going in, and we're getting paid. Holy shit, we're getting paid. So we can start with Stoker, and then we're supposed to cast a Rite of Flame. Yep, cast a Rite of Flame. Play another Stoker. Cast another Rite of Flame. Cast another Rite of Flame. Cast their Mox Opal. And then you want to cast Chrome Mox last, because you can activate Stoker with either it or the trigger on the stack. Doesn't matter which one. And now we get to draw 4. And we can imprint this Smashing. Make our land drop, which we haven't done yet. Not quite in Grape Shot territory yet. We can, of course, relay. We can make Goblins. We could wheel. Let's cast Wish and see what they do about it. No response. Let's cast Burning Wish. They're going to force Burning Wish. So they are a blue deck. Pitching Brainstorm. We can still relay. We have an active Wish. At any point, we can cast a spell that is in our sideboard. Or no, I'm sorry, we cannot relay if we whiff on the Stoker, so I'm just going to relay now. Classic relay for 14. We're in it. Now, it could be Doomsday, we could be dead, but we're most likely in it. Opponent just passes. They are on a random 7, so they might not have any lands, or they might just not want to show us anything and just see more of our deck. Certainly possible. Let's play a Berg, an Exile. I'll leave this for potential Horn food. Okay, they're going to counter Berg. It's fine. We didn't hit a single land. That's pretty funny. Let's play Petal. Make a red. Play Opal. Now I'm willing to play this as Berg. Looks like they got nothing else. They got nothing. Okay, now we can play Grim Monolith. Now we can play our grid out. Now you could just Burning Wish and go get Tendrils, but what I'm going to do is attempt to gain some info from the opponent, which means casting Horn and then seeing if they'll let us cast Reforge. And then we get to see their hand. Probably F6. Yep. Alright, so they are Tempo deck. Spell Dancer, Force, Bubble. Sure. So now we play Opal. Some more things. Whatever. We're just going to Grape Shot them. Imprint. Why not? Play Monolith. Play Burning Wish. And get them with the grapes. Yeah, Horn plus Wheel is lethal in and of itself, so if they let you reforge, especially when I had, multiple gambles in Echo and Exile, like there was a 0% chance we were whiffing. I think at that point, like actual 0. So it is free as long as they let you to look at their hand. Now we know their tempo instead of just knowing Force plus Brainstorm. So now we can play empties, take these out, take these out, take these out, take these out. Let's go. Alright, this is a similar type of hand that screwed us over last time. The tempo is a lot less likely to have hateful permanents. Get the occasional null rod, but it's super rare. It doesn't have empty like we want. It doesn't have a red source, but Opal will probably get there. You know what? It's close, but I'm actually gonna mull this. This hand is super good if it draws a soul land, but it's also pretty risky. What the heck? I'm gonna mull. Alright. So, it's unfortunate we don't have Gamble. Otherwise, we'd have a lot more good draws if we were to keep, actually get rid of Empty. But Empty is really good here if we draw Soul Land, just like before. So I'm gonna bottom a grid. 1 LED. Yeah, let's do that. And if I draw Soul Land, I'll might lead on grid. It's worse against Wasteland. They are on 5 cards, so that's good. So we're both on 5. We probably should have checked to see if they were mulliganing as well. It's not the worst draw. It's like ultimately we want to work towards mana and permanent mana, and this at least turns like any colored card into mana, right? So it's not completely a blank. That is completely a blank. It is one of the worst draws in the deck. It might actually be the worst draw. Like, I think I'd rather have a Chrome Mox, because at least that works towards Storm. Yeah, they're getting threats on board, just making empty worse. Alright, just hit it with a soul land, please. Well, it's a land. I think I'm supposed to start casting grids. So it's worth noting that would have been an Overmaster and or Flamestoker, which I don't think either would be better than Islet here. It does suck that gave them Delirium. Not much of a choice here. Now Soul Land isn't even like the greatest. We want Opal, Petal, Rite of Flame. That's not gonna do it. So didn't have days last turn. Let's play our grid. Yep. I drew a daze for turn. And maybe we're supposed to just play around that, like, period. So now we're on draw Echo, a Burning Wish, and if we don't crack Islet, try to draw Echo. Kind of our only chance here. That's alright. Game 3, we'll just kill him with an opener with empty. Two counters, 3, 4, 5 mana, exactly enough to draw 4. That's not going to do it. I think I'd rather try to spike Echo. Nope, that's okay. Alright, game 3. Run it back. Ugh, come on. In some ways it's good against them, but certainly has a fail rate, right? 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 3, 4, 1, 4, 3, relay. Whoa. There's no way they let all that go, though. They might. Oh, this is a mulligan, though. I think I'm supposed to just bottom Bergie. Yep. We do get to just open with grid. Then they force it, and then we just go in on this relay. If they have double force, we are in trouble. And, I mean, it's worth mentioning it's not, like, the greatest relay, right? It's only 6 cards, and we only have a land on board. And we have no hands, so we are pressured to make these 6 cards count. Rite of Flame is very good. Ooh, that Echo is awful. We really need to dodge Wasteland here. You know they don't have force. They could draw it, they could cantrip into it. Alright, no Wasteland, we dodged that. No cantrip, so they only have 1. Well, this gives them 2 additional looks. They could have Daze already. Bottom Sanctuary. Or Millet. Ooh, another bauble. So now they have a lot of additional looks. We'll see. Red source, please. Come on. Alright, it's pretty much all on this. If this Rite of Flame resolves, we are in it. Nice. Okay. Let's play Monolith. We have 7. That's Burning Wish. 4. Make 10 goblins. I'm not gonna have anything else. Let's get Gamble. It's another castable. Cast it for. It's probably just LED, right? Let's go for LED. We did hit. We could Echo now. We have 1 floating post Echo with an Echo in the graveyard. We draw them into a bunch more cards. I think it's supposed to just empty and keep the LED on board. Let's do that. How hard can they hit us with Murktide? They only have 1 instant or sorcery, so that's good news. And they scooped it up. Nice. I will see you in the final round. We're 3-1. Okay, here we are in the final round, fighting for that 4-1. We're playing against legendary 588. We've won the die roll, and our hand is absolute trash. They're on a Yorion deck. I will keep. I will bottom. Burning Wish. And I'm actually going to pass. Because if they're control, I want to know that. They're D&T, they're not going to do anything on turn 1. And then we're going to have an even larger relay and give ourselves a chance of stoking first. Okay, so it is D&T. It does make it so that if we have to pass, then we pass them into a potential Thalia. But smaller chance of us having to pass. Since we get this land drop, now we get more mana. Now we can get stoked. They might have Solitude. Hopefully not. Doesn't look like it. They might have it when we wheel. Hopefully not. Let's spin it. Okay, I think this wheel is largely unsuccessful. However, I think it is pretty good at playing through with Alia. So, I can Rite a Flame, Bergie, Stoker, or I can Bergie. Definitely want to Bergie. But do I want to Rite a Flame first to get Stoker out there? I think so. Let's do it. Alright, now we got a lot of stuff on board. And they might just not have Thalia, right? It's an 80 card deck. They might not have it. Don't really care about any other card. They don't have it. Sweet. Yeah, Lion Sash sucks here. Grid is interesting. I'm going to play City. And we're going to get horny. Let's take a peek underneath this one. See what's under this one. Oh, double LED! Holy shit. Wow. Oh, that is graphic. So graphic. Now we got a grid in there. Let's play another LED. Get that one in, make blue. Let's draw 4. Pretty good. Pretty good. So that's GG right there. It's another burning march, so that's even more GG. Let's play out LED. Right of flame. Oh, look at that. We got 4 more. Why not? Oh, man. It's more cards. You can see it. I don't care. This deck is rather public. Now we only have 1 trigger. Let's make some black. Cast Wish. And get him with the drills. Pew pew. Click, click, boom. Alright, DNT. I don't think I want empty on the draw. I do want bounce spells. I think for the most part, I'm just off grid. Like, mostly we're just going to be trying to deal with either Deafening Silence or some sort of permanent that they managed to get down. Turn 2. Okay, this hand is reasonable. I'm going to keep it. That's fine. Also fine. They have 4 cards. That's a good one. So we got Islet, Rite of Flame, Petal, Bergie, Petal, Stoker's Free, Chrome Mox, Imprint, Stoker's Free. That's only 1 oil counter. 1, 2, 3. So you can't stoke post Bergie. Could Horn, but not much follow-up. Could Gamble Bounce, but we don't necessarily have an Echo hand either. Could Stoker Pass. I'm almost liking Stoker Pass, but it gets wrecked by Thalia. 1, 2. Definitely casting this. Make a difference if I go Chrome Mox before Petal. Go Chrome Mox Berg. Petal, Stoker's Free. Yeah, because we're not going all in. I don't want to use that Petal. Imprint. Play Berg. Could wait on Stoker, but I'm going to play it. Great if we had a relay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we're 2 shy of activating Stoker. We're hoping they just don't have much based on Leyline. They had swords that killed Bergie. Okay. Not a good one. Admittedly bad. I'm actually going to draw. Okay. Chrome Mox was not terrible. Yeah, I guess we attack. I drew off of that because it's going to get ported anyways. I just want to be able to pop this off. Oh boy. That's brutal. I should probably save these for relay. I shouldn't have played that. It's kind of a tilt spew, right? I mean, some sort of hate bear is expected at this point. You got more? They do in fact have more. Stoker's dead. And Burning Wish. That's pretty good. Definitely getting punished for playing Petal. I think I need more. Like, we're really low chance, but I think it's even lower by playing Chrome Mox, Burning Wish for relay. 1, 2. It's a relay for 3. Use all 3 of our petals. You'd basically be hoping for multiple LEDs and a Burning Wish or something. Alright, they're on a saga, and now the pressure's on, so now we have to go for it, whatever it is. Flicker Wisp? Loran, yep. Bergie. Late to the party. 2, 3, Berg. Well, she still wouldn't have been good enough last turn either. Okay, I think we have actual 0 outs. So go to game 3. Alright, so now we get to empty them out. Just gonna, well, maybe we should be on 1 grid still. Get rid of Stoker. And the width. I'm sorry, I'll keep Stokers, get rid of Gambles. Let's try this. Alright, 0 initial mana sources. This is something. 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. It's 1 shy of a pier. We can go Berg, LED, Opal, Burning Wish, empty. Or if Berg gets killed, so say we go Berg, they let it go. We play Opal, they solitude it. We can't cast Burning Wish, so I think Bergie's actually just too risky. And we just make Goblins with this Burning Wish. Might they have Trap? Sure. If so, you got us. Alright, get them with the Gobbos. And no trap. They scooped it up. Hey, we got them. All right, we finished with the 4-1. Let's go over to the list and, oops, I just kind of wrote a little thing because I always forget the matchups and then can't really speak on them, right? So, yeah, we played against Naya and we kind of, it was just kind of how you typically draw it up against them. You crush them game 1, they have some sideboard cards that get you game 2, and then game 3 you just kind of get them again. Because we're resilient enough to their interaction and we can kind of play around enough stuff where we're heavily favored. We played against Goblins and all we saw was a Wooded Foothills and a Mindbreak Trap that they fumbled because it was their first time casting it on Moto, which is understandable. We all do that shit. The classic, like, you know, um, fluster something without letting a storm trigger resolve, or Mindbreak Trap without letting a storm trigger resolve, or just clicking wrong on a fluster storm. These are all things that you tend to make the mistake the first time that you use the card. But we were heavily favored in that matchup anyways. We had won game 1 off of turn 1. I had a few turn 1s this league, so that was nice. And then against Bank Control, I think we had kind of a solid but very slow hand and just got punished by a couple of Collector Roofs. But typically that is a very favorable matchup. In fact, what happened there is an example why the Epic Gamble is so successful is that we are very good against blue decks, and usually we still do it very quickly, right? We don't look to wait around and like the fetch land mana based storm decks, they wait around, they cantrip, they have removal, they remove stuff, they play that game. We drop a grid and we kill you, right? However, part of our strength is that we don't do that every time. It is something that you have to respect, like wildly respect, because most of the time that is what we're doing. It's certainly our plan A is just kill you right away, basically like a Belcher deck. Um, but one of the strengths is that you never know when we just have a slow, grindy hand. And sometimes things don't line up, right? They had Collector Roofs multiple. And not that we can't beat Collector because we do have outs. Our hand just didn't beat it. For sure, did not beat it. So that happens. We lost that. Delver, kind of par for the course, where we can just overwhelm them initially, and then post board we just beat them up with empty. We had some pretty poor openers. Game 2, so did they. So it got scrappy. But if we had even a medium hand, we would have crushed them in Game 2, as we did in Game 3. And then against DNT, again, kind of par for the course, where you win Game 1. You get beat by some permanents game 2, and then you just come right back at them game 3, and we turn 1 them with a bunch of goblins. They scooped it up. So, I mean, the deck feels pretty much the same as it always has, very solid. The Islet felt, we only drew it like a couple of times. We drew it that one time that it was better than if it were a 1-red spell. Given that we are admittedly low on red sources and that we do primarily manage that through the use of the London Mulligan and just being very disciplined about our Mulligan decisions, even though that is the case, it does feel nice to go down a red pip and up a permanent red source. Also a card, as we spoke of in the deck tech, that gives us a permanent blue source that is non-artifact, so that we do have a better chance of dealing with stuff like Collector Oof. However, we're not bringing bounce spells against blue decks, so sometimes you get got. Most of the time, we're just going underneath that shit. Or we have ways to beat it, right? Collector Roof. Bergie allows us to make red mana. We have Smashing. We have Grape Shot. We can bounce if we need to. But sometimes you get got. So, I don't know. I feel much the same about Stoker so far. There are spots where it's underwhelming, and there are spots where it's just the absolute nuts. And we kind of saw that in this league. However, you got to ask yourself, in those spots where it's underwhelming and you go, maybe this card isn't as good. Well, those same spots with Overmaster, is often underwhelming, right? If it is your main source of action, Overmaster just being a redraw, obviously not that great. We just move on, right? That's not what the card is supposed to do. That's not how Overmaster functions. The redraw is just incidental bonus that sometimes can give you additional reach to get there. Flamestoker, similarly, has a particular function, and when it's outside of that function, can't necessarily write it off as a bad card as a result. It is not necessarily always meant to be the primary action card in your hand. It's meant to be a card that only costs 1 that you can sneak in alongside the resolution of an Echo of Aeons, in which case it really powers up your Echo, right? And we did see that. We saw a couple times that we did just kind of go ham with this card, which is nice. And we also saw it get force-willed once. Like, sometimes you really got to respect it. When you have a lot of mana, obviously, off of a wheel, it really gives you like an insurance policy. 4 cards is a lot. It's a lot more than 3. Well, I guess just 1 more, but 4 feels like, and really is, a lot more than 3. So yeah, I mean, as always, I enjoy this deck. It just has the power to win out of nowhere. It can climb back into a game from being behind. It has multiple plans of attack, so you can't always, as we saw, rely on Leyline of the Void. It has the power to beat all sorts of hate, but not always. Sometimes you get got. We did get got, and yeah. I mean, I'm always gonna enjoy playing this. People constantly ask me, like, if I don't play this deck for a while, like if Black Saga Storm is better, and is the Epic Gamble no longer good, or is the Belcher version better? And honestly, I think both Black Saga Storm and the Epic Gamble are comparable. They're just very different in their styles and how they play and win. So whatever your preference is, or you can have fun with both. It's nice to have some variation, right? Um, to answer the question specifically in regards to the no Burning Wish, Grape Shot with Belcher somewhere in the 75 most of the time, lists with a bunch of baubles and leaning on Stoker, those lists, for me, I still haven't solved. So I can't really answer much in the way of, oh, is it going to be better than the Epic Gamble? I don't know. Maybe. Probably not, but uh, it's a shit ton of fun and it's really powerful. So I can only play so much. At some point, we'll double back to it. And I don't know. I hope you enjoyed this league, and I will see you in the next one.